commonly interpreted as gentle. Though Jiu-Jitsu began in the 1800s with the fall of the feudal Japan, its concept and methods of fighting are now incorporated into the modern techniques of Aikido and Judo. Aikido, Japanese mind-meeting way, is a self-defense system that resembles the fighting methods of Jiu-Jitsu and uses the twisting and turning of an attacker's strength and momentum. Leading would be Sensei Kome, the Aikido demonstration of the Philippines, and to connotate this portion, Sensei Royce Reyes, President of Aikido Philippines.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are a contingent from Aikido Philippines. Our leader is Mr. Tadashi Komenoe. He is the official advisor for Philippine affairs of the World Aikido headquarters in Tokyo. Aikido started, surprisingly, fairly recently. It was formalized into a body of techniques and knowledge only in the 20s and the 30s of this century. It is, of course, descended from some ancient arts, notably sword fighting techniques, kenjutsu, jujutsu, jo-jutsu, which is known as stick fighting, and knife fighting techniques as well. The lady and the gentleman are performing Iriminage, Shiwanage. Iriminage. One of the important concepts in Aikido is the idea of the flowing movement. And this, in fact, is probably one of the reasons why Aikido is so often suspected of being all choreographed. The movements are all very round, very circular. And the reason for this is quite practical. In Aikido, we strive not to do permanent injury. Therefore, the movements are all in the natural direction of the flexing of the joints. A lot of objective observers have found it difficult to swallow the notion of a martial art espousing the avoidance of physical injury to the opponent. But we believe that this is one of the aspects of Aikido that makes it very valuable. Not unique, mind you, but valuable. Aikido is a very highly social martial art. It posits itself within the realities of a society. For example, we believe that we should not permanently maim or kill an opponent because in the real world, the opponents, the dead opponent's relatives, will get back at us. And so we believe that harmony is best maintained by merely deflecting the attack and going on with our productive secular lives as quickly as possible. A typical format for a class. The sensei, the teacher, demonstrates the technique for the day, and the students come on the mat to copy what has been shown. For purposes of artistic presentation tonight, we minimize the number of bodies on the mat. On a typical classroom, everybody would be doing this. One of the most enduring themes in Aikido is the notion of not being satisfied with the mere development of fighting technique. We are quite insistent upon also the development of the character and the values of the individual. Again, that seems like pretentious BS to a lot of people, but consider for a moment the amount of practice needed to come to this level of practice. These people on the mat have been practicing an average of 8 years each, and practice consists of doing perhaps 500 techniques thousands of times. And in this process, one cannot help but recognize the need for old-fashioned, unglamorous values like persistence, perseverance, the quest for constant improvement, nice middle class, valid values that are up to now still very relevant. Suwariwaza. This is the name of this family of movements that is done on one's knees. It's a very important part of Aikido. It originally started from the reality that Japanese homes were lined with tatami, and people habitually went around on tatami on their knees. And so it was almost inevitable that a fighting art would involve consideration to such a basic reality. This is Hanmi Handachi, the second major group of movements where the defender is kneeling and the attacker is standing. Again, situation that is rooted in reality. This is tanto tori, or knife taking. Essentially the same techniques are used, with the exception that the attacker is armed with a knife. Sensei Kominoe will demonstrate Tachitori, sword taking. Kokyunari. Kategash. Kokyunari. Yurinari. Kominoe Sensei will show Jo Tori, stick techniques, defenses against the staff or the stick. By this point, it will have become clear to the audience that there is as much
Thank you, Aikido Philippines. the warriors ballet.